just a cheerful man who's tried to pass the test. Tried to jump the hurdles, but I've always been upset. All this great confusion in this never-ending dream seems to make it difficult. I still proceed, and I'm hoping that a new life will help me start up again. Tell me, where do I go from here?
Hello, Jill.
Oh, hello, Penny. Hello, Jill.
What have you got there?
It's a mirror, Jill. So what you do is you look into it and it makes shaving easier.
It's jolly good.
Yes. Well, you've seen my flat. Could do with a bit of ornating. I picked it up in the New King's Road. Bargain at 7 and 6.
Yeah. We're off to Harrods, Jim. Anything you need?
Well, I think I'm out of quail's eggs, and I'm down to my last aubergine.
I'd better make a list.
He's not being serious, Jill. Are you, Jim?
No. Still got a half-eaten tin of pilchards left.
We'll be in the Denmark lunchtime for a jar, if you feel like joining us.
Who knows, Penny?
Bye!
Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Yeah, bye, yeah, bye, supa. Ah, the strident cries of the British upper classes. This endangered species is by no means extinct, though it is becoming increasingly rare to spot their Jaeger headscarves amidst the denim and PVC of the King's Road. Jacques Dixon, seen here concealed in the food hall at Harrods, is determined to protect this rare breed and record their tribal rights for posterity. Jacques.
You must approach them with care. Do not take photographs and do not let them detect your gruff regional accent or they will flee in the direction of Wiltshire, never to be seen again.
Oh, yes. Very good there, Jim. I think you've got a flair for interior decoration. Yes, no, this is a very interesting piece. A very unique piece, yes. Note the ornate gilt framing suggesting early 19th century. Yes. Yes, it's a Victorian knee mirror. Yes, in those days, the master of the house used to like to check the cut of his breeches without bending down. Here I say. Yeah.
Jim, are you any good with cars? Only mine won't start.
It was making an awfully funny noise. You won't have...
One of the things I dread in life is being asked by a pretty girl if I'm any good with cars.
Pretty good, why?
Would you be an angel?
Well, that's what happened when we did it.
Lots of petrol. You sure you didn't flood it?
I only did what I always do.
Can you open the bonnet, please, Penny?
I'm afraid I don't know how.
You don't know? Well, what do you do when you go to the garage for water or oil?
The chap does it.
We should ask the chap instead of me.
Well done, Jim.
Right. Let's see what the problem is, shall we?
I'm afraid it's all a bit of a closed book to me under there.
Is it? Well, it's all basically straightforward. It's probably the points. Unless it's the manifold.
What's that?
It's too complicated to explain, Jill.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Would you get behind the wheel, please, Penny?
Last year, we broke down on the way to Cheltenham. Got into a terrible panic because we wanted to be there for the Gold Cup. So Daddy said, sod this for a lark. We ended up hitching a ride in a removal van.
Pickfords, where are you now?
Meeny, miny, mo. Try it now, Penny.
Jim, you're a marvel.
Was it the manifold?
Something very like that. Yes.
There you are, Jim.
Oh, thanks, Penny. How was Harrods?
Frightfully crowded. It's always the same on Saturdays, but it's the only day we have free.
What do you do during the week, Jill?
I work for this chap who has an art gallery in Motcombe Street.
Well, that must be interesting.
No, it's frightfully boring. I only answer the telephone and make the coffee.
Presumably you have ambitions.
Not really. No.
Jill's practically engaged. She's going to have lots of babies and live in Devon.
Oh, shut up, Penny. Hugo and I haven't settled anything yet.
Well, don't wait for Hugo to make his mind up. Hugo scrambled his brains by dropping too much acid at Eton.
I got into similar trouble at Eckersley Grammar. Dropped too many aniseed balls and failed A-level geography.
Eckersley? We live 30 miles from there. Bleasley Hall.
That's the home of Lord Davenport.
Well, that's her father, you clot.
Daddy's retired now, but we have 2,000 acres, which keeps him amused.
Yes, I'm sure it does. My father has an allotment. Keeps him in a permanent state of hysteria.
Oh, you are funny, Jim.
How odd. You're practically neighbours.
Neighbours? Well, I hardly think so. I don't think my mum and Lady Davenport exchanged small talk over the fence while pegging out the washing.
Not if you're 30 miles away. No, it wouldn't be practical.
Do you go to the point-to-point at Beedale?
Oddly enough, no.
Only I'm riding in it on Easter Sunday.
Is it Easter already?
Next weekend. Are you going north? Because if you are, I could give you a lift.
Oh, well, that'd be terrific.
In fact, why not spend part of the weekend with us?
Well, my mother will have bought a leg of lamb.
Well, please yourself. And you've got heaps of room.
With 2,000 acres, I should think you have.
Take an electric blanket. The rooms are freezing.
It sounds wonderful. Mind you, anything sounds wonderful compared to Easter Sunday in Eckersley.
I'd go if I was you. It's awfully good fun.
Very well, I accept. Though it may be a betrayal of everything I stand for.
How do you mean?
Well, you see, while you're upstairs playing croquet and boiling quail's eggs, I'm just a floor away plotting the overthrow of the British ruling classes. I want to strip away this whole system of privilege and inherited wealth. I want to create a socialized state in which all men are equal.
Yeah. I used to be a communist. Then Daddy hit me.
George,
Just a sec.
where's Susan?
Gone off early for Easter, Plymouth or somewhere.
What about you?
Suffolk. Wife's parents. You?
Well, I was supposed to be seeing my parents, but then I had this idea. I'd like to pitch it to you, George. It's a strange era we live in. When we were lads in the 50s, a hero was someone who ran the 4-minute mile or scaled Everest. Roger Bannister, Sherpa Tenzing.
Fox hunter.
Who was he?
It was a horse, Jim. Our only gold medalist at the Olympics of '52.
Oh. I wish you wouldn't interrupt my train of thought, George.
Oh, sorry, Jim.
Yeah. Now, today, in these frivolous times, we've created working-class heroes. The Cockney hairdresser, the Liverpool pop star. As a result, our old friends, the aristocracy, have been somewhat overlooked.
Oh, I don't know. There's the Earl of Lichfield. There's that Weymouth fellow, you know, wears his hair in a ponytail, plays the guitar on the roof at Longleat.
Exceptions, George, exceptions. The vast bulk of them are out there resisting change. Quite indifferent to the mini-moke, the miniskirt, the dolly bird, the discotheque.
Your point is, Jim?
Oh, yeah. Now, my point is, this would be a fascinating subject for an article. Perhaps a series of articles. Meanwhile, Back in the Shires by James Dixon. You see, what I'd like to do is record the events of a typical country house weekend. A sort of Jennifer's diary with balls.
Not the Hunt variety.
Yes, well, you catch on very quick, George. So you like the idea?
How do you propose to infiltrate them?
Well, in the interests of the article, I've managed to wheedle an invitation to Blaisley Hall.
Oh, where's that?
Yorkshire.
I am not paying your train fare, Jim. You're going up to see your parents anyway.
No, I'm not. I may call in en passant, but I need some exes, George. I've got to be properly accoutered.
Do you suppose I'm going to shell out for +4s and a brace of Purdy guns?
No, of course not. But I need a little cushion.
You can take the whole bloody sofa, but no expenses.
More crumble, Jim.
Oh, no, I didn't mean another thing, Mother.
You've lost weight.
Well, my diet's a little different in London. Consists mostly of instant coffee and crisps.
Would you like some cheese? Yes, I've got a nice bit of Wensleydale.
Well, maybe later.
I'll make the coffee then.
Fine.
Want a scotch?
Why not?
I'm having one. You probably gathered that your mother's not too happy about you being footloose and fancy-free in London. She'd like it a lot better if you were just a bit less vague about your plans. It'd give her something to tell the neighbours.
Yeah, well, I'm not so much footloose as finding me feet, Dad.
Oh, I understand, lad. You know, I've often asked myself why I've stayed so long in Eckersley. Yeah, I've given you soda, but you're not having ice.
You know, Dad, what I'd really like to do is be a writer.
Now, don't tell your mother that.
But I'm writing at the moment. Reviews, articles...
Oh, journalism. Oh, well, that's different. Oh, your cousin Geoffrey, he's sports editor on the Echo now, you know. They're coming to lunch on Sunday.
Oh, dear.
I know. I'm not too thrilled about it either. Oh, Alex, Jim was just wondering what you got on for him this weekend.
Oh, well, Geoffrey and Sylvia are coming to lunch on Sunday. And then I do think you should visit your Uncle Headley, Jim. He's not been well.
Hasn't he?
No.
Oh, dear.
He's had to give up the band.
It was his life, that band. But you see, he can't march anymore. And he can't blow.
Those would seem to be the prime requisites for a brass bandsman.
Especially a tuba player.
We thought we'd stay in on Sunday night because the robe's on television.
Mother...
And then on Monday...
Listen, Mother, about this weekend,
Yes.
I won't be able to be here for all of it. Sunday, for example.
Sunday? But I've got a leg of lamb.
Well, you see,
And Geoffrey and Sylvia are coming.
Yes, but you see, I've accepted this other invitation.
Oh, well.
It's partly to do with my work.
Working on Easter Sunday?
Yes, but you see, I'm writing this article...
Writing? You never told me he was writing.
It's journalism, Alice. It's for a magazine, isn't it, Jim?
Yes, I'm doing this piece on the insularity of the upper classes.
Well, where are you going to go to do that?
I've been invited to stay at Blaisley Hall.
Blaisley? With Lord and Lady Davenport?
Yes, I'm very good friends with their daughter.
The Honourable Penny?
Penny, yes. Look, I'm sorry about the lamb, Mother.
Oh, no, of course you must go. Oh, mustn't he, Cyril? You can't turn down an opportunity like that.
Which one's Lord Davenport? Is that the one that had that hunting accident?
That's right, yes. Just after he married the present Lady Davenport. He's had a funny walk ever since.
So anyway, I thought I'd go over there Sunday because Penny's riding in the point-to-point.
Oh,
Hey, how are you going to get there? There'd be no bus on Easter Sunday.
Oh, well, I thought I might...
Of course, you might borrow the car, lad, but, well, I mean, it would leave us a bit
anyway,
trapped.
you're not turning up at a stately home in a Vauxhall Viva. And you're not wearing those shoes. And you're getting a haircut.
Are you going anywhere near Blaisley Hall?
Aye, it's on my way. Get about that.
Dad, come on. Come on, girl. Good dog.
Morning, Your Lordship.
Oh, morning, Miss Favourite. Come on, now.
Excuse me. Can you tell me where Blaisley Hall is?
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Blaisley Hall, home of Lord Davenport, local knob round here.
Well, the gate's about a quarter of a mile up the road on your left. You got a delivery for them or something?
Yes, me.
And who are you?
And the name's Dixon. James Dixon. Bon vivant, an international Swede smuggler. Here, happy Easter. Drive on, my man.
Dixon made his way towards the great house, wondering why her ladyship had sent for him, a humble gamekeeper. Was it to complain about the increase of poaching down in Setter's Hollow? Had he not nurtured enough pheasant chicks this year ready for the autumn slaughter? Or did she just want to make love again in a tractor tire? He watched her riding towards him, her hair streaming in the April breeze, her ankles digging into her mount's sturdy dim locks. A moment of doubt furrowed his brow. Should he have brought his young bride to Mandalay? Would Mrs. Danvers object to a horse in the guest room?
Super to see you. There you are, Jim. Is your room all right? I hope you've got everything you need.
Yes. I'm sorry I took so long, but I got lost twice between the washstand and the four-poster.
I can show you around if you like. Or would you rather have a sherry?
Yes, please.
How are your people?
Very well. Where are yours?
Mummy is supervising picnic hampers. And I think Daddy's gone for a walk.
What do you think they'll make of me?
Why do you ask?
Well, I'm not exactly a point-to-point person. I don't fish, don't ride. I'm against blood sports.
Just be yourself, and you'll get on famously. Jim Dixon. Jim, this is my father.
We've already met.
We have. Nice to see you again. Can I take your Swede?
I should give the B2143 a miss. Why don't you cut through Prescott, take the Staveley Road?
Yeah. I hope the going will be good. It's been so frightfully wet lately.
Yes, I'm rather afraid that the ground will be a bit heavy for Cardinal Puff.
Cardinal Puff?
Presumably, the event is being graced by a homosexual prelate.
You met Cardinal Puff this morning, Jim.
Did I?
I was working him when you arrived.
Oh, your horse. Yes. Yes, he looked in fine fettle.
Do you ride?
Not for some time.
That was a donkey on Scarborough Sands.
I rather like the look of Nigel Lindley's gelding. I may have to bet against the family, go with form.
You'll get dreadfully short odds on Nigel. Oh. Penny, what's happening? Oh, Lord. I think I've got a flat, Mummy.
Oh, it's flat as a pancake. What a bloody nuisance. We'll miss the 1 o'clock.
Don't worry. Jim's an absolute marvel. Oh, well done, Jim.
Now, the important thing is not to lose these nuts. Hand me the hubcap, Penny. Okay.
We missed the 2 o'clock.
Perhaps I should open a thermos.
Shouldn't be much longer.
You know, when you see these chaps at Brands Hatch, they do this sort of thing in no time.
Yes, sir, but there are several of them, and they all know how the jack works.
Need a hand at all?
No, it's fine. Fine.
Oh, well done, Jim.
Yes. Almost there now.
A lot of water in that ditch.
I think we may as well have a sandwich. Could you get the keys, Mr. Dixon? The boot, Mr. Dixon. Could you hand me the hamper?
Missed the 3 o'clock.
Have a deviled egg, Gerald. The smoked salmon's frightfully good.
I often like a little horseradish with smoked salmon, but it's not everybody's cup of tea.
Your father used to eat mustard with everything, even trout.
I wonder if I should give Cardinal Puff an apple before the race.
Won't be racing today.
What? Number 3.
Aren't there supposed to be 5 of those nut things?
There are, yeah. But I think 3 will be safe enough, pro tem.
It's very dirty.
Ditch, Mummy.
I was only thinking of the carpets.
Always ride in the horse box, if it's all right with a bloody cardinal.
Right, let's be off.
Keys, please, Jim.
I don't have them.
Yes, you do. You had them to get the hamper out.
They're not in the ditch as well, are they?
Oh, no. No. No, sir. I've locked them in the boot.
Jim, you haven't. How could you be so dim?
I do apologize.
Do you make a habit of this sort of thing?
What sort of thing is that, sir?
Spoiling people's days out.
I said I'm frightfully, awfully sorry. Couldn't one just flag down a passing car?
In the remote hope that it contains a locksmith, I suppose.
No, in the hope that they might give us a lift.
We chose this road quite intentionally because of the absence of traffic.
Look, why don't we finish the picnic? Because it is in the boot.
Oh, so it is.
Look, I've got an idea. If I can get this back seat out, I might be able to wriggle through and locate the keys.
Oh, jolly good idea, Jim.
Any luck?
Not yet, sir.
See if you can locate a bottle of Moselle, would you?
Just a moment, sir. Oh.
Now, what we need now, of course, is a corkscrew.
Where did you meet him?
He lives in the flat below me, Mummy. He's a writer.
Oh, I see.
It's 4:20. Cardinal Puff will need his oats soon.
Well, I certainly won't be getting mine.
Just a moment.
What is it, Gerald?
I think I found them. They're just out of reach, but I think I can just about get...
Suddenly remembered. I had a spare set in the glove compartment.
Stupid aristocratic old fart!
That's why you weren't asked to stay the night.
Never waited to find out, Dad. Just walked off into the distance. A bit like Shane. Except nobody shouted, "Come back." And I hitched a couple of rides as far as Prescott Station. That's where I rang you from. And as luck would have it, there was a train back here.
Now your mother's over the moon. She was afraid he'd go straight back to London.
Might have to tell her a different version from the one I told you, Dad.
Yeah, all grist to the mill for your article. Yeah, I'd send it to Punch if I were you. Make me laugh.
I'm not going to write any article. No one's interested in the upper classes.
I wouldn't bank on that.
They're potted shrimp, though. That's right. Heads. Now, here's Geoffrey and Sylvia, and your Auntie Vi, and Uncle Henry, and George and Norma from across the road. They've heard all about you. And you remember your cousin Erskine? Well, this is his fiancée, Daphne, and Edna and Percy. They all just dropped in out of the blue. Well, now, get yourself a cup of tea, and then tell us all about it.